Hi guys, it's Chrissie and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Sims 2 speed build. So like you guys can probably tell from my intro and the title and everything, we're doing another Sims 2 build today. And yeah, I was really looking forward to posting this one last week, but you know, with Strangerville being announced and coming out and you know the whole early access frenzy that went on last week, I didn't have a time, and I didn't have time to post this video, and I also didn't think it would be like, I don't know, relevant, I suppose. I wanted to focus more on just Strangerville content for The Sims 4. But yeah, we're back to regular uploads this week, and that means we're back to probably at least one Sims 2 video a week, or one Sims 2 build, or whatever I feel like posting. But yeah, so this build is another build for the townhouses that are going to be in like the old town square area of Greenwood Valley. So this is for my Greenwood Valley neighborhood that I'm working on, and this is 1 Quincy Street. The last build that went up for The Sims 2 was 2 Quincy Street, and I know these are kind of, you know, if you look at the names of the houses, they're kind of out of order, but that's because I built the second one. They're all in a row, basically. They're all going to be in like a row on a street, and basically I built the second one first, so I wanted to post that one first, you know, so that you wouldn't see this house like in the background right next to it, you know, completed or whatever, or see that one, I guess I should say. But with all of that out of the way, you guys probably didn't even care about that explanation, but yeah, this is another townhouse for that little row of townhouses. So it's very similar to the other one, so the color scheme and everything for the outside is very similar, and you know, all of the windows and doors, I'm going to try and use similar windows and doors for all of these townhouses. You know, I figured they would have all been built at the same time. I think that's kind of how it works with townhouses. So yeah, all of the windows and doors are the same, you know, from the same set. The only windows and doors that are custom content that I'm using for my neighborhood file are made by Honeywell, and it's her bespoke set. So yeah, those are the only windows and doors I'm using, like if I'm using custom content, that is. And yeah, so the wallpapers and things outside will also match, which is why I actually cut out me doing the wallpapers for this house or townhouse or whatever. I cut out doing that for the exterior, since if you guys watch the last build I did, I will leave a link to that, you know, somewhere on the screen and in the description and stuff if you want to check it out if you missed it. But yeah, like I did in that one, it's just like grey brick with some white accents. And yeah, you guys can see it kind of there on the left side of the build. No, yeah, on the left side of the build, I guess. But yeah, so the exterior is very similar. The interior though is definitely a lot different. It's obviously not as big since it is on a smaller lot, and this is actually a 2-bedroom and 2.5 bathroom townhouse. So yeah, there's three floors on this one, which is also different than the last one. The last one only had 2 floors, but this one is 3 floors, 3 stories, whatever you want to call it. And it is kind of smaller, even though it does have more floors. And that's just because I really wanted to fit a garage into this build. So the first floor is basically just the garage, the entry area, and then I did that little back room at the back that leads onto the backyard. I actually turned that into kind of like a gathering party kind of room, where you know you can have parties, or you can gather with your friends. It has a bar in it when I'm done. Just a bar, stereo, and the sofa, I think, is the only things that I put in there. But downstairs it does have like a half bath, and then upstairs on the second floor we have the kitchen, the dining room, the living room, and then on the third floor we have both of the bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So one of the bathrooms is like an ensuite for the master bedroom, and then the other one is kind of like the family communal, you know, bathroom. But something else that I did is, since I did build this house to go in my save file or my neighborhood or whatever you want to call it, I did build it with kind of a specific family in mind, or at least a specific family dynamic, since I haven't created the family yet. But I figured that the family that lives here would be very career oriented. So I figured it would be a couple, but they would be very career oriented and they wouldn't want to have kids. So the second bedroom I turned into kind of like a home office area, home study, home office. And I didn't turn it into a bedroom just because I figured, they probably they don't want kids. In my head, they don't want to have kids, and they don't have kids, and they don't want to have kids. So yeah, I don't think they would have a need for another bedroom. They're very, like I said, very career oriented, very focused just on their careers, and obviously on each other. And I figured that they wouldn't want to be parents to human children, but they do have a little fur baby, so they do have a cat. Later on in the build, I do go in and add some cat things to the townhouse. So yeah, I figured they would have a cat, and that would be the closest thing that they would have to a child. So yeah, I figured, very, very spoiled cat that, gets everything that you could possibly think of that a cat could need. One of those cats that has, that probably eats better than, I do, if I'm honest. We have cats like that, so yeah, they eat their meals. Our cat food costs more than it costs me to eat for a week. So yeah, so I figured it would be one of those cats, very spoiled, basically their fur child, I guess. So yeah, that's basically kind of like the family I had in mind for this townhouse. And I did try and go for this very green kind of aesthetic to this townhouse. It looks kind of, I don't know, it looks not old, but yeah, old, I guess, since the townhouses are supposed to be older. But then when you get inside, I don't have a lot of really old furniture in my game, and it's not really my style. I mean, I can appreciate some really gorgeous antiques and all of that stuff and old furniture. I love old furniture, but with a modern twist. So I would never want to furnish a house that's completely traditional or anything like that, unless it's for a specific family. And I don't think these Sims that I would have living here would be, all that traditional. Like I said, very career oriented, and they like to have nice things around them. They like to have their home, they like having their home look a certain way. So a lot of the furniture are kind of traditional, but also kind of modern at the same time. So these paintings, they're obviously very traditional paintings, the ones that I have hanging in that little entry area. But then you have some more modern things with the rest of the house, and just a mix of modern and traditional, like I normally do. I mean, if you're a regular watcher or viewer on my channel, you will probably know that that's kind of my aesthetic when it comes to building. I don't tend to just stick to one style, I only do modern builds or I only do traditional builds or anything like that. I tend to always mash the two styles together and just do whatever feels good in the moment and what I can find that works in matching swatches. So yeah, that's also a really big thing. I don't like putting things together that don't match. I mean, it could probably be a little bit of overkill having the whole house have this green wallpaper. But again, I figured that the Sims that live here would have had an interior decorator come in and renovate the whole place to fit one specific style. I don't think they would have had, one color in the kitchen and then, one color in the living room or anything like that. They strike me as people that would prefer having a cohesive color scheme going throughout the whole house. Even their bedroom is very much green and gray themed once I'm done with it. So yeah, that's why I went for this color scheme. And also I kind of did it to avoid using blue again, since I do tend to use blue quite a lot in my builds, and the last townhouse that I did, the one next door, is very blue, and I didn't want to make two blue townhouses in a row, so we have a green one now. And the next one will probably be I don't want to use blue again for the next one. I almost said blue, but the next one will probably be like yellow or something, just to make it, you know, interesting and different than the previous two that I've done. But yeah, I've kind of been meaning to share like an overview of Greenwood Valley with you guys, you know, explaining the neighborhood and the story and kind of showing you how I've decorated the neighborhood and explaining where the lots will go and stuff like that. I've been meaning to do that, but I've kind of been putting it off just so that I can have the story completely figured out before I do it. I've been meaning to sit down and write out the story that I have in my head, since I have the story in my head, but I know that once I sit down to record it, I will forget all of it. So I need to find time to sit down and write it all out to make it, you know, cohesive and seem like it makes sense whenever I explain it to you. And also I want to have like the areas of the neighborhood planned out a little bit more, and maybe just have some empty lots, you know, placed around so that I can get a better picture of where everything will go. And yeah, I just haven't had time to do that yet, so that's why that video hasn't come out. But I'm hoping to do that within the next few weeks, you know, depending on how fast I can get everything sorted out. But yeah, that's totally random, but I figured I would show you guys that, since I won't be showing you every single build that I do for this neighborhood. I'm only going to be showing you, you know, the ones that I think you guys would enjoy seeing. So like little stores, I mean like little 10 by 10 like community lots, I probably won't show you, since community lots, I don't think my community lots are all that interesting, number one. Number two is that I just want to sit down and just build them and get them done with, and not have to focus on, you know, doing it for a video or anything like that. And also, if I were to show you every single lot that I have planned for this neighborhood, that would probably take me like 2 years to finish. I would never be able to do that with even just posting one Sims 2 video a week. We would still be working on this neighborhood at the end of the year. So there's just not enough weeks in the year for me to do a video on every single lot, since I want to build. If I sit down and build, you know, if I'm in a good like building mood and I sit down and I have the time, I can easily finish like 3 community lots in one go. But then I would have to split up those into 3 separate videos, and that would be 3 weeks, and you know, all of that adds up to a lot of time. And yeah, I just don't want to do that. I want to finish this neighborhood, and I know if I spread it out that much, with, you know, spreading it out like 3 weeks and then only then sitting down to build, you know, another 3 builds, it'll take me so much longer that I will eventually lose interest in it and it will bore me, and I don't want that to happen. So yeah, I will only be showing you guys like builds that I really want to share, or that I think you guys will enjoy watching. So probably a lot of the houses I will share, and then some of the bigger community lots and all of those things. And obviously all of these builds will be in the save file or in the neighborhood. I don't think I won't be putting the neighborhood up for download once it's done. And I will explain that more in another video, but basically it has to do with some of the CC that I will be using, and the creators' terms of service that doesn't allow me to upload their stuff. So yeah, I will explain that more in detail in another video. But since we're almost done with the video, I do want to bring up something a little bit more serious, I guess. And if you're just active in the Sims 2 community, you might not know about this, but I know a lot of you guys are active in the Sims 4 community as well. And so you probably have heard about this. If you haven't, I would be really surprised. But basically recently something has happened with another game changer. I won't go into details or anything, but basically something really bad came out about another game changer, something that they have been doing for years. And basically I just want to tell you guys that if you ever have someone that talks to you in an inappropriate way that makes you feel uncomfortable, or, you know, scared or anything like that, let someone know. Talk to someone. I mean, there's always someone you can talk to. And this comes from someone that doesn't have real life friends, that, you know, I don't have a large family or anything like that. So this comes from someone that usually doesn't have people to talk to unless it's my online friends. But you know, if you're ever in a situation like that, you always have someone to talk to. So talk to someone, you know, get help from someone. And if it's really like, if you're really afraid or anything like that, report that person. There's always someone you can report it to. So yeah, just report that person and block them immediately, like block them. But yeah, I just want you guys to know that there's always someone you can talk to, and you know, speak up if you're made to feel uncomfortable or something like that by anyone in any community. Speak up and tell someone and talk to someone about it. But yeah, with all of that out of the way, I'm sorry to leave this video on such a, I don't know, like sad and serious note. But yeah, we're way into the screenshots already. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this build and like the way it turned out. I will have a download link for it down in the description for you guys if you want to download this for your, you know, your Sims. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and that you're having an amazing day, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye guys!
No mistake ever kept me late. We spent summers catching fireflies and winters on our skates. One big smile across my face. We used to dance our way to church on Sundays. Mama set the pace. Daydream.